Hello and welcome to our final session for the APA workshop. Today we're going to be talking about your reference list. So we're going to talk about how to use EndNote to do that and a little bit of review as well. So just to start out, to work from Galileo to EndNote to Microsoft Word, that's what we're going to be talking about. Now I will say one thing up front is that you need to make sure that your Microsoft Word is already set up. So we talked about that in our document uh, session, and so make sure that you have it already set up before you begin to insert your references into Microsoft Word. Okay, so I want to first find a document, choose one of these, and I'm going to use it as our example. So let's say that I choose this document. Okay, I'm going to check it to make sure that it is a good source for me, and then I'm going to go over and export it into EndNote. So you can see that I have these options. I'll click Save, and then in Google Chrome you'll see that it creates this file. When I click on that, it's going to automatically send it over into EndNote. Okay, so one thing, let's go ahead and check it to make sure that it is correct. Now, Galileo, and I've mentioned this before, but this is a little bit new. One thing that Galileo will do that you need to be careful of is that it will capitalize this or put it in all caps. Now, if you will select the title, the article title needs to be in sentence case form. This option here will allow you to change it to sentence case. And so that is really important that you know that you have this option, because that's something that you have to correct a lot of times. Okay, so let's say that I am going to use this in my Microsoft Word. First, let me go ahead and open up the full text of the article. And so let's say that I'm reading this particular article, and I want to use one of the sentences in my article. I want to quote it. So let's go ahead and choose one, and I'm going to copy it and place it into my Word document. Okay, so I'm going to right click, and these options, this second option will allow you to, if you want to keep the formatting, it's the middle one. If you want to lose that, and I'm going to take away the formatting because I don't want that bold journalism part. And so I do that, and so now I have this quote that I want to use. So I'm going to shorten it, and let's say that I'm just going to use the quote and I'm not going to use the author's name. So I would include my quotations inside of the period, and I would need to check on this because we have a quote inside a quote. I'm going to change it to single, but I need to check that, and I would check my APA manual for that. So I want my in-text citation to go right here. So I'm going to go over into EndNote, okay, and you'll see that I have my article here. I'm going to go to Tools, Cite While You Write, Insert Selected Citation. Okay, so now I have the citation, the last name, and the year. Okay, because it is a quotation, I'm going to need to get the page number. So I'm going to go back, and to get the page number, I'm not going to be able to use the HTML. I'm going to have to use the full text. So I'm going to click on that. So now I have the full text. Now, let's look here at our sentence. Took over 3 weeks for the presidency. So I'm going to go over here and find, and here it is on my first page. So I need to find out what page this is on, and this is on page 15. So in Microsoft Word, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go to EndNote. I'm clicking the citation. I'm going to edit citation. And I see here that I can add my page, and I'm going to add page 15. Okay. So, but that's not really what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about is our reference page. Now, our references, you can see, are automatically included when you add an in-text citation. Okay? So, but these are not in particularly formatted well. So let's go in and try to fix that. So the first thing that we need to do is that we need to make sure that this is Times New Roman and 12 font, and it also needs to be double spaced. Okay. The next thing, let's suppose that your hanging indent is not appearing. You go to paragraph, special hanging indent, and that's how you would do that. Okay, or you can drag this little arrow to the 5 point, okay, to do the hanging indent. So now I have the correct format for my references. Anytime you have an in-text citation, it needs to occur in your reference page. Any reference needs to be cited in your text. Okay, and these will appear in alphabetical order. And if you have any errors here, you need to go into EndNote to make those corrections. The other thing that I do want to point out is that if you have a question about how to cite something, one thing that I tell my classes is that you want to become real familiar with the Purdue OWL. It is a great source for APA. You can see that it gives you the reference list, the basic rules, and then you can get into the specifics. So if you have multiple authors, how to do that, and then the different types of sources. So the other day I got a question on interviews. Well, interviews are special because they don't occur in your reference list. But here, this shows you how to handle an interview. And so you can reference this, and this is the best way for you to make sure that you're following format. One last thing, let's say that you get your references all nice and pretty and formatted, and then you go back and you insert a new in-text citation. Let's just go and put in another one. So you go in and you select one that you haven't used yet. Okay, so I have this new in-text citation. Now, let's see what happened to my references. Oh no. So now you see that they've changed. Well, how do you keep your references from changing on you like that? So if you'll go to the EndNote tab and select this little arrow here, then you can see that there is a option for layout. Say, aha. So you need to change this to match the rest of your document. So I'm going to change it to Times New Roman, 12 font, line spacing, double. It has the hanging indent. So click OK. And so now it looks correct. So let's go back, and I'm going to insert another EndNote citation. So now when I insert this citation, we see that it did not mess up my formatting. Okay, great. Okay, so that's all for our final session on creating a reference list. I hope you've enjoyed the APA workshop, and don't hesitate to contact me with requests for other workshops or for clarification on this workshop. Thank you.